Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I am once again honored to be able to communicate with you on all those very complex subjects, yet they are important subjects that needs to be understood, discussed, as eventually they will come into the mainstream consciousness. For I wanted to essentially to talk about the idea of frequency. It's all about frequency. Einstein used to say all is frequency, and he was right. For when we are consciousness, we cannot perceive any other dimension if our frequency is not aligned with that of that dimension. Sometimes we just touch upon it, but we know we exist there, we awaken there. If we have touched upon that reality, even if we are to go back down to any other frequency. And in order to maintain this balance during those times, it is important to stick to what is most interesting to you, what brings you the most passion, the most joy. It is important to stick to that and explore that. And then if your interest change, for the interest, the energy is going to be moving fast forward. Mercury is going direct. And so it's going to be a little bit disturbing to feel like, well, I was interested in that and now I'm interested in something else. But allow yourself to flow with the flow. And just when it comes to knowledge, it is good to go deep and to study it enough, not to go into just superficial knowledge, much better to go deep. But when it comes to passion, just follow your passion as far as you can, and then move on to something else. For we're here to bridge the world of spirit and the world of matter. But for that, we cannot be trapped in the dualistic mind. We have to let go of the mind, of what has been, in order to move on to something else, to tune into the heart, to tune into the intuition. And so this is very important. This is how we connect to the source. For the source is what we seek to invoke. For there is a difference between invocation and channeling. I channel a lot of energy when I work. Sometimes spirit, I know I'm channeling, sometimes I don't know, but sometimes spirit makes things happening in my work that just blows my mind, and I'm so amazed and grateful, and it's like this communion of spirit. But when you invoke, you're becoming one, you're fusing with. So do not try to fuse your energy with like the sun or the great gods, or just channel them, commune with them. But invoke the first source and center, the prime creator, the absolute father, the primal one, is actually the one you want to channel, because it is your true essence and is able to calibrate the energy exactly as you need. If you're trying to channel a higher beings, to channel is fine, you can channel higher beings, as there is a match of frequency, but when you're invoking higher beings, is very delicate, because the energy is very, very intense and very expensive, and so you may not be ready for that. It's like you might just blow your fuse. But when it comes to the first creator, he knows you so well. He knows exactly how to calibrate each step of the progress towards this reconnection. For in essence, we've never been disconnected from God, not for a second, but there is this coming back together, this reunification of that God consciousness within our own consciousness, within our own body, within all of it is happening. And so there's great joy in this coming reunion. And so for it is very for there is the Holy Spirit, the Christ self, that stands as a minister in between so we ascend into our higher self, and then from the higher self we'll be able to integrate that God self. Yet that God self is very close to us. It's never been anywhere far. It's everywhere. It is the immensity of the one that is everywhere. So there is nowhere. It's not like seeking out somewhere else. It is everywhere. So it's just a matter of letting go of the minuscule, the small aspect of life, to tune into that frequency, and to allow, to invoke, to call on, to remember that source, to call on, to invoke, to salute your Lord Creator, asking to make those requests whenever you need. And for all that is happening is formatting us, it is sculpting us, it is initiating us, it is preparing us for the next level. We do not know the next level, but our higher self and our soul and our God self, they know that already, so they know what we need to do in order to be prepared. So it's about, we need to tune into that, allow that to happen as much as possible, to be a conscious participant in your own formatting, ascension, initiation process. To return to the more down-to-earth kind of ideas, is to the Earth's government are right now under a lot of pressure from heaven. It is very like evolution will not wait, the Earth will not wait, and so they're like kind of desperate because they've responded to the draconian plan of confinement. Very few leaders have refused this draconian fear-based idea of confining. In Sweden, they didn't do it. President Trump refused to do it, but then there were too many powers there the governors. They kind of created that, but in essence, this is not for our highest good. But it will all, since there is so much pressure from heaven, everything it's going to break up eventually. The whole system, the whole matrix is going to break up, and the status quo is going to be, it's over actually. There is no more status quo. Things are going to have to move on. What we need to do is to let the higher light comfort us, to tune into this frequency of joy when we find this calm and peace. For the Christ came down here and he planted seeds, and because of all the work that's been done before, the seeds have grown, and now the fruits are going to be ripe for harvest. The key words of those times, because we are in such a transition times, are wisdom and patience, and this is really what is called for, to find peace in the storm, to stay above, to remember you are unconditional love, that is your primal nature. For the source that we seek to commune with, to fuse with, to become one with, that we are already one with, for all intent and purposes. We've never been anything else than that. It is just the illusion of the mental. We've created all those walls of separation within our mind. It's not our fault. It's because we've been conditioned over and over because of this dark matrix to reincarnate over and over without any memory, and so it is all processed. But the source is eternal, but it's also an eternal mystery. Yet it is an open book. Truth has always been open. God has never been in hiding. It's just always been there. And so, but it's a self-revealing process. It is whenever we're ready for something, life unfolds it, life reveals it. And so, but no matter where we get, no matter how high we ascend, my master guide explained to me that no matter any level we achieve is just an antechamber for a next level, and it goes along, and it goes towards infinity. There is no limit to the potential that we have within us. Even when we reach infinity, we'll still be infinity is the ultimate. There is nothing outside infinity, but it is a self-revealing process. We want to tune into to that source as much as possible. Right now on the physical plane, all the eyes of the world are connected to the U.S. election. Everything. So we want to. So there was what we need to understand is that there should be all of this. There should be no fear. People should take care of their own ascension rather than move into this opposing confrontation between factions and so on. And so the change happens within. It is very important. The 9-dimensional Arcturian Council was offering an exercise, is to send love to the candidate you wish to lose. To send this love and life to the candidate and all of these followers, because they're going to need it. It's like because they're going to be disappointed. And then you can also send love and light to all the one you want to win, and then all his followers, because there is so much more that connects us than what divides us, and they've created those divisions. So no matter what happened in as a result, for it is not yet played out. It is played out, but it's not revealed as played out yet. The US will help the world in its ascension, no matter who wins. And so the United States have always been very important for me. Also, I lived 20 years there. It's a marvelous place. I've always enjoyed my life there. I'm looking forward to returning. And so there is another idea that's been brought by a channel that's sort of interesting to discuss. It's like this game between the dark and the light is like a chess game. For the dark hats are playing their game on the dark boards, the blacks, and then the whites are being played by the company of heaven, the brotherhood of light. Yet the black ones are playing in 3D, and the light ones are playing in 5D. So they see all the move way before. So any move that is made, it is counteracted by the light, and so the dark cannot win. It's been played out already. because of this advantage of seeing, if you know what other people are going to do before they do it, you have a tremendous advantage. For all of it has been planned out as a divine plan. Yet there is still the element of free will that can come in. So it is good to stay very prudent, careful, and keeping this wisdom to stay shielded. And for very soon, it's been announced that the planet will be free. It's going to be set free, and it's going to be a planetary day of freedom, the right of freedom for all, and this is going to be coming. Also, because we live in a planet of free will, which is very rare in the universe. There's very few planets that allows that. For free will was given to experience life and full freedom of creativity. Yet some people have abused that process in order to entrap and enslave the rest of the people, because their free will to enslave the other people. If the other beings are not mature enough, enlightened enough to assume their own sovereignty, the servitude can only be voluntary. And so, but right now we're reading this draconian agenda. It's very, very dark, and this confinement is very, very dark. Is really not serving the highest good of the people. Yet it is serving the light, because the light is going to use whatever move the dark makes for the ascension possibility. And so for the ascension is inevitable. It is inevitable. They've been telling us it's impossible or it's going to be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. We just gotta address whatever we need to address and trust the process as much as possible. For every dimension is ascending. Also, it is not just the planet Earth. Many other planets that are suffering also in other dimensions, other place of the galaxy. The 3D planet that are ascending into 4th and 5th dimension. But there is all kinds of the astral planes will be ascending. The even higher realms are ascending, and there is all kinds of negative tie to old connection that will need to be freed up from this matrix in order for the matrix to be free. So all of it is part of the plan. That's why we came here as a spirit group. And so we came here to free the matrix. So trust the process. Know it is all going on. It is all part of a plan. And because living the third dimension does not mean we're going to leave the physical body or the physical reality. It is just we're going to be moving into a reality that is going to be paradise-like. We're going to be integrated and emotionally and intellectually, and our physical body will also be lifted up to the point where we're going to be experiencing the true joy of being in physicality. For in essence, death does not exist. There is no death. It's just eternal life, ongoing life, eternal. It will never end. It can never end. And you can never lose who you are too, because as a personality, say let go of the ego. So people are afraid I'm not going to be myself. But the ego is it's just the negative ego needs to be brought under control. It will be reintegrated. You always will be this personality that is. That has the potential to become supreme, ultimate, absolute, and infinite. You are a person, you are a personality, you are created as such, and so this is a tremendous gift. And so it is not about losing your personality. It's about not allowing the ego to dominate, and to trust these higher forces until the energy has been transmuted, and then the soul and spirit personality will re-emerge on a much more beautiful, higher level of integration. I just thought I come share some ideas. Of course, use whatever's consonant with you. It's all a matter of frequency and resonance. We all have different paths of access to the higher planes. We all have different spiritual connection. We all have different beliefs, all different education. And so we want to work with to create this balance of energy and to work with whatever we are called to work on from within. I'm going to pull a few cards with the Angel Tarot, and today the highest wisdom is our mission. For our mission is coming together. If we have not received our mission order, it will come soon. It's about serving, and it's about sharing the energy of the one, sharing the love of the one, sharing. It's all about sharing that source energy, and then serving the mission that we came here for. It's going to be a new level. It's going to be very soon when this masquerade is going to end. It's going to be something else going to be presented to us. What we need to understand is hope. We have to understand hope. Hope is something that we want to keep alive, no matter what it is. There is always hope. If hope is lost, all is lost in a sense. So hope will be necessary. Eventually, we won't need all that much hope once we achieve that connection to our higher self, because we'll know it won't be about maybe, maybe not. But it's actually guaranteed. The ascension is guaranteed if we continue to follow the inner self, the guidance. What we need to do is a renewal. It's a brand new beginning. It's about allowing the transformation, the power of the phoenix, the power of transformation. And the outcome is courage. We're going to have the courage to face whatever we need to face, knowing we are guarded, knowing we are protected, knowing we have the spiritual assistance that will be given to make our mission work. If it was just by myself, I could never even aspire to do the mission I came here for. But I know I will be guided and assisted, and it is my God self that will do most of the work once I can fully integrate those frequencies and energies. But to God, it is as it is already been done. For me, it is like, well, there's like things in the future. For the galactic light is coming, and it's very powerful. It's like we've been caterpillars of our life, and now we're inside this cocoon, this chrysalis, and we need to break free. And so it requires a lot of courage and efforts to break free of this chrysalis. And then we're going to emerge as butterflies. Because we're going to need to recreate a new model of society, a society based on love, on sharing, on brotherhood, on solidarity, on peace, and so it's going to be very, very different. After what we've been through, humanity will be very joyful to be able to recreate a functional society where all will be included. For some people, will not want that, and they will not be able to stay. We get to expect a lot of social unrest in the major cities in the coming time. We have to stay above it all. Like I said, the masquerade will soon be over. And somebody was saying that. I thought I'd bring it back because I thought it was a funny thought. Said that they tried to bury us, but they didn't realize we were seeds. So after burying us, now we're growing, and so they're like all that the dark is doing is serving the light, serving our ascension. But we have to see it as such. Another message that was communicated through channel, I thought was kind of interesting to share. It was a communication from the snails community. The snails are the slowest moving creatures on the earth, but they are in the timeless reality of the now. They're aware of the timelessness of reality, and they move really slowly. They know where they're going, but they move really slowly. And then they pause, and then they go inside, and then when there is water, they're like enjoying that and come out, and then when it's dry, they come inside. So it's about enjoying the learning to go slow, to relax, to be patient, to enjoy solitude. For there is great wisdom within the creation of those beings that are in nature, but the snails are considered like minuscule things that some people step on or whatever, but they're very divinely wise, and they're eternally connected to their creator. And so they came to remind us that for freedom is going to be a very strange idea to humanity, for we've never been really truly free. And so very soon this song I'm going to sing is about that. It's about finding this freedom. But being free means being free of group thinking, free of group mind, free of egregores. And then we'll connect to the higher planes, and then we'll realize we are connected to thousands of other groups. And so it's going to be far more exciting once we can clear up our connection. And because as empaths right now, we are empaths, but we're picking up all the negative energies too. So as empaths, it is inevitable that we feel more the negative, all the energies, but there's so much negative energy. So we do have to find always clearing up our chakras, to use the heart to clear up our chakras, and to take care of ourselves as much as possible, to seek out activities that bring us joy, to balance it out, to not let ourselves be drawn within the wave of destruction and chaos that is that will continue to go on. The destruction and the chaos will continue to go on, but at some point we need to step outside of that in order to assign ourselves to the mission of ascending. For those who resonate with that, there is countless energy centers within our body. Some of them need to be cleared out, but we have those 7 major, what's called chakras, energy wheels that are universal. They are front and back axis, but they're created as one system. and sometimes they're not vibrating on the same frequency, and so they are misaligned. And so it is important to use the heart to clear up all the chakras up and down, and until they all. So to do that, you take them one at a time. You go into the root and you tune it in, or you ask you feel it out, and then you go to the second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh, until they're all on the same frequency. You can tune into the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. Utilize those frequency to those. And each chakra is connected to ascended masters, archangels, Elohims. There is great beings that are working within all those frequencies that can assist. It's all a matter of personal comfort and inspiration. But once we achieve this unity of all our chakras vibrate on the same frequency, no matter what that frequency is, then they become unified, and this tube of light can come in with greater ease. And then they will be accelerating progressively. Once we accelerate, if we need to help somebody else with tuning their chakra, we need to we are able to low down the totality of our frequency of chakras. So when our chakra meets the chakra of somebody else, it's also an interpersonal relationship. It is important to connect on the chakra level to the energy center of the physical body, or even in intimacy. But it's about being able to calibrate and to be able to because otherwise, if we stay in, if we are calibrated on a very high frequency, we won't be able to help anybody else. But we have the power to descend our frequency in order to help people to feel their chakras and to know what energy they need to work on, and assist them. For we all here to assist each other, and so also wanted to say we have to find our own truth. It is important to discover our own truth. Everybody's connected differently. Everybody's got different ascension paths. Everybody's got different ideas in which they're gonna flow with the flow. So it's about finding this flow within, and that the flow, to find a way to balance out our flow within the great divine cosmic ocean of energy, because it's so huge, this energy. And eventually all the energies that we receive are creating mandalas of energies that will be our signature in the higher plane. And as we ascend, our signature become more consonant with our soul song eventually. And so but it's important to not to try to reach the highest plane, but to find a place that is comfortable for us to navigate, the frequency that is comfortable for us to navigate this transition time that is coming, because there will be much chaos that may be coming. And so stay cool, enjoy yourself, and smile, and enjoy yourself. This is the biggest. It is important to let go of all the seriousness of life, and there are certain things that are serious, but what is serious is that we need to enjoy ourselves. It is very serious. Take our enjoyment, our pleasure very seriously. It was just a message, an inspiration that I have right now. And so I'm going to sing this song. It's a song about the golden age, and it's about the peace on earth, and it was written by an atheist, yet it is a beautiful spiritual song. It's called Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, 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 you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. a brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh, 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 you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. So we do want to envision that, we do want to feel that. Everything is frequency. Beyond the words, there are frequencies. More important than what we say is how we feel, what we are connected to when we say it. And when you listen to channel messages, try to tune into the frequency, listen to the words, but tune into the frequency, and it will assist you in raising your own frequency, for that is all that is. Albert Einstein used to think that, you said that everything is about frequency. And so we will have to find this balance frequency, the energy, the frequency level that is perfectly in comfort zone, within our comfort zone, with this new energy realm, and in order to navigate through that, and then we'll be elevated into new level after the shift. So I mix the card around this is a tarot deck. It's a tarot deck. There's 78 cards. I mix them and I pull one. And I get exactly the same card as in the French reading. So it's a kind of business, a kind of organization. It's a kind of self-empowerment. It's the King of Michael, has principle, is rational, ambitious, and respected. Leave place to wisdom and objectivity. Be truthful. The situation must be dealt with honesty and necessitate a good communication. It's amazing, the same card came out. So it is very much this kind of self-empowerment, all kinds of new opportunities. Do not let the media decide for you what's going to be happening. Some things are going to happen that they're trying to, it's a lot of propaganda. They know that they're trying to push ideas into people's mind. The virus will be forever. Babies are going to be born. We're going to implant them masks, and they will live their whole life with the mask, and nobody will ever touch each other again. You'll be always in fear of each other. And it's like, sometimes it's complete madness. This draconian thing will not last. It is really like, because of the pressure from heaven, they're doing all they can to make it terrible for people, to say maybe they can keep the control one more day, but they won't be able to for a very long time. So just smile at it, just be unconcerned, and things will unfold with greater ease as we can. But there is very little tolerance. That is, we're not going to tolerate that very much longer. It is not about there's going to be some great awakening that is coming, and then the judgment. There is some actions are going to be taken, and so all of that will end, and we'll find each other very soon. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.